welcome to Friday Night Radio, a space for reflection where we slow down and think beyond the surface. Every year, around 130 million babies are born worldwide, while approximately 65 million people die. This means that globally, for every one person who dies, roughly 2 new lives begin. Even though the world's population continues to grow, the gap between births and deaths has been slowly narrowing as birth rates decline in many regions. When we think about death, many people imagine war, disasters, or accidents. But in reality, more than 90% of deaths worldwide are caused by disease and illness, including heart disease, cancer, stroke, respiratory diseases, infections, and diabetes. Around 7 to 8% of deaths are caused by accidents and injuries, while war and natural disasters make up only a very small fraction in most years. But beyond the statistics, what actually happens after a person dies? Once a doctor officially confirms and pronounces death, the medical process does not immediately end. The body enters a carefully managed stage before it is released to the family. Trained nurses or mortuary staff begin what is known as postmortem care. This is the respectful preparation of the body, ensuring dignity, hygiene, and proper handling before transfer to the mortuary or funeral services. To understand why this is necessary, we need to look at what happens to the body scientifically after death. The changes that occur after death are collectively known as postmortem changes. These are natural physical, chemical, and biological processes that begin once the heart stops beating and blood circulation ceases. One of the first visible changes is that the body becomes cold. Without circulation, the body can no longer produce or distribute heat, so it gradually cools until it matches the surrounding temperature. Another change is that the body becomes stiff. After death, muscle cells stop producing ATP, the energy required for muscle relaxation. As a result, chemical bonds within muscle fibers lock in place, causing temporary stiffness before the body eventually relaxes again as decomposition progresses. A third visible change is purplish discoloration of the skin. Since the heart is no longer pumping blood, gravity causes blood to settle in the lowest parts of the body. This pooling of blood creates darkened patches on the skin. At the same time, internal processes begin that are not immediately visible. Once oxygen supply stops, cells can no longer maintain normal function. This triggers a series of breakdown processes. Autolysis begins first. This is often called self-digestion. Without oxygen, cells lose energy and their membranes begin to break down. Enzymes that were once contained safely inside the cells are released and begin digesting the cell from within. At the same time, putrefaction begins. This is the process where naturally occurring bacteria, especially those in the intestines, start multiplying rapidly and breaking down body tissues. This produces gases, odors, and fluid byproducts over time. Together, autolysis and putrefaction cause tissues to weaken, break down, and gradually liquefy, leading to the later stages of decomposition. These internal processes are the reason behind the visible physical changes seen on the body. Several natural biological and physical processes can cause bodily fluids to appear or be released. When muscles relax, including the sphincter muscles that control the bladder and bowels, urine and stool may be released. As cells break down during autolysis, their membranes lose integrity, allowing fluids inside cells to leak into surrounding tissues. During putrefaction, bacterial activity produces gases and breaks down soft tissues, which can generate additional fluid byproducts. Because blood is no longer circulating, gravity causes it to settle in the lower parts of the body. This can result in blood or blood-stained fluid seeping from wounds, surgical sites, or medical insertion points. In some cases, pressure changes in the abdomen can also cause gastric contents to move upward, while saliva and mucus may drain naturally due to the loss of reflexes. These changes are all part of the normal postmortem process and occur regardless of the cause of death. After death has been certified, trained nurses or mortuary staff perform postmortem care, sometimes called last offices. The body is then gently cleaned. This involves removing bodily fluids such as blood, urine, stool, saliva, gastric contents, wound drainage, and any medical residue from treatment. Water, soft cloths, and medical-grade cleansing materials are used to carefully clean the skin. The body is handled with extreme care throughout the process to maintain dignity and respect. The purpose of this cleaning process is not to preserve the body or stop decomposition. Preservation is achieved later through refrigeration or embalming if chosen. Instead, the main purposes are hygiene, to reduce exposure to biological fluids for staff and family; dignity, ensuring the deceased is presented in a respectful and peaceful condition; preparation, for identification, transport, religious rites, viewing, or funeral arrangements. After this stage, the body is placed in mortuary refrigeration until it is released to the family or funeral service. No matter what procedures we have discussed, we hope every loved one passes away peacefully, with the best possible professional medical care, dignity, and respect. Wherever you are tonight, take it slow. This is Friday Night Radio.